Hey, what's up everybody? Jim with Reverb.com. Thanks for joining us. I'm sitting next to what might be my new favorite amplifier. This is a Magnatone Panoramic Stereo. It's a 2x10 amplifier, 24 watts, and what's really cool is that there are actually two power amps that are each 12 watts that are feeding each speaker individually, which is basically how they get that stereo vibrato that old Magnatones are known for, and obviously the new ones are known for it too. We'll get into that a little bit. You got a volume knob, treble knob, bass knob, reverb knob, and then you get into the effects station, which is basically controlling the vibrato or the tremolo, which you can switch back and forth. There's a handy foot switch that you can turn on the reverb, turn off the reverb, same with the effect. You can also plug in an expression pedal to the effect so you can actually control the speed of the trem or the vibrato, whichever you're using at the time. Super cool. You can run satellite pair if you want to run true stereo. There are also outs that you can send out to satellite speakers. There's also a line out on each of the sides, so you can hit your console or your desk if you want to run direct. Sounds really, really cool. So let me show you what the amp sounds like clean. I got this Les Paul. It's a pretty dark guitar, especially with the Bigsby on it. But I have the EQ set straight up the middle. I got the volume somewhere around 2.5 or 3. Super responsive to my pick attack, super responsive to my dynamics. There's not really any sag or anything like that, even when I push it. So let me push it a little bit for us. So that was my volume at about 7. It certainly was more than enough to fill this small room. Just a beautiful sounding amplifier, even with that little bit of reverb dialed in for a little bit of space. Just absolutely gorgeous. I'll show you the range of this treble knob, just so you can kind of hear how much you're working with in terms of a range. So let's do the same thing with the bass. I'm going to leave the treble around 2 o'clock where it is right now. Just kind of show you the range of the bass knob here. So actually with the telly, I'm actually boosting a fair amount of the bass, and I actually like cutting a lot of the treble. I'm getting so much out of this guitar. I've been on the neck pickup the whole time. If I switch to the bridge pickup, it's probably gonna be pretty bitey. So I'm gonna take it back to, what is that, 10 o'clock or so. Show you that. So one guitar, one amplifier, sounds amazing, and I haven't even touched the stereo panoramic vibrato thing, so let's jump in there. So no foot switch, just gonna go with the controls on the amp. As you can see, I got the intensity around 3 o'clock, almost all the way up, and the speed somewhere around 11 or so. Just a nice slow warble. Let's take the speed all the way back. Just a little bit. Get it all the way up. Not to gloss over the reverb plus the vibrato is just an otherworldly sound. So I'm gonna crank this reverb, not all the way. It gets a little washy, which is not a bad thing at all. For me, I'm probably only gonna need this to go up about halfway for me to get the effect that I want. That's plenty. So I just hooked up the expression pedal to the out, and I'm still in the vibrato setting. I got my trusty Moog EP3 at my feet, so I'm gonna kind of just play around so you can kind of see how you can control the speed. So let's flip over to trim and see what that's like. So on its own, killer amp. I think you guys can tell that I really like this thing. It also takes pedals really well. What does that mean? It means that you don't lose the character of your guitar or the amplifier when you plug in the right pedal. I plugged in a Chase Bliss Brothers, which you really can't go wrong with. I also grabbed a Strymon Timeline just because it's one of the best delays ever made. Here's my clean. All right, so that's the Magnatone Panoramic Stereo. The only drag about this amp is the price tag. It's in the $2s, but you can find them on Reverb. You should definitely check them out. If you're looking for an amp that will do you no wrong in the club or in the studio, I haven't found a bad use for this thing yet, so you should definitely seek one out. We'll see you next time.